Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wise Wednesday. My name is Jermaine Gash, and I am with Wise News Network. Today, we are so excited. We have a very special guest, our contest winner, Mark Rathbun. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Awesome. Thank you so much for supporting us, liking, commenting, sharing our content. It really means a lot to us. And thank you for coming today.
Yeah, definitely. Always happy to help out in the community. You know, it's all about building strength between neighbors.
It is very true. Well, Mark, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background?
Yeah, so, my name's Mark. I'm an audio nut. I kind of dabble in a little bit anything audio. I got my start in commercial, like jingles, writing scripts, recording commercials. First thing I actually did was like a Godzilla smashing the prices type of bit, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Sampled some SpongeBob in there, you know, the guy screaming my leg and some Godzilla screams. Mm-hmm. That's when I got my leap into digital audio. I've kind of been toying with music since elementary school, you know.
Oh, okay.
Just ignited a passion that never ceased.
Okay. That was actually my next question for you. How long you've been, doing music?
Professionally, probably only about 7 years.
Okay.
But I've been tinkering with it as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned earlier about the jingles. Could you tell me a little bit, like, was it for a network or?
No, it was like I was working independently, kind of just freelancer type work.
Okay.
I was working for a print shop at the time, actually. And I cut a deal with the guy who owns the place. I was like, hey, man, I really need a nice microphone. And he was like, okay, well, write some commercials for me then. And
that's cool.
I'll buy you a really nice mic. And so we did. We got to work on that, as soon as Amazon delivered it to my door.
Yeah. Sounds like a fair trade to me.
Yeah. And I've never stopped since then. So
awesome. Well, are there any musicians that inspire your music? Also, what type of instrument do you play? Instruments do you play?
I'll answer your second question first. I started off playing the flute. That was the first instrument I ever picked up. And then I quickly realized that flute's not quite frontman material, you know? Nobody goes to see a flute or a flutist, the fluterino.
Yeah, come to think of it, no, I really don't see that. Now, I see Lizzo play a little bit of it, which is really cool.
Lizzo's definitely made some peaks there, but... After that, I picked up keyboard, piano, and guitar, and never stopped those either.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's not too much for the actual instruments, but then once I hit that digital scene, I picked up a couple synthesizers, digital synthesizers, mind you. Arturia has some great products, and it's been sound design session after sound design session since. It's a lot of mathematics, actually.
Oh, my God.
You wouldn't imagine it, but it is.
That sounds intense.
Yeah.
Could you tell me a little bit more about that community? Is that a really large community for this type of music? And by the way, it's digital synthesizing?
Yeah. So it is the community itself is huge. It's a worldwide community. I've got people I work with in Argentina who do a certain style. The guys out here in Charlotte all have their own style. Like the sound synthesis is actually kind of like a regional differential. Like everywhere in the world does it just slightly different. And of course, every artist has their own way of doing that too. Mm-hmm. So the community itself is ever expansive. As far as Charlotte's community goes, we're seeing a lot of growth lately.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not from Charlotte, so I can't really speak on the origins, but since I moved here 4 years ago, it's doubled in size. It's crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And where are you from originally?
I'm from Colorado.
From Colorado,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, a small town right in the middle called Pueblo.
Pueblo?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you ever go back to visit?
I've been back once. I was going to do a show out there, but we had some conflicting scheduling or something like that.
Well, in regards to, seeing some of your favorite artists and, music, what makes good music? What would you say makes good music?
Being real with it. And this is something I struggled with early on. I would do what a lot of people do, and I would imitate. When I was starting out, I saw that hip hop beats were trending on social media. Like people were just buying these instrumentals and putting their own content over it. So I was like, okay, let's be like Drake. So I spent 2 years trying to produce like Drake's producers, and that didn't get me anywhere. And the moment I started being true to my own sounds and my own styles, the quality stepped up, the booking stepped up. And my peers have been telling me that forever, but, I thought I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's a great topic, because when you see these like big influencers online or YouTube, they all say the advice they give is to be authentic, to be yourself. Mm-hmm. But if you're on social media, you notice that the algorithm kind of pushes you to do a certain thing. And if you're not doing that thing, then you kind of get lost in the sauce. So
yeah,
it's really cool that your advice is to be yourself. And would you say that it could be rough following that path versus jumping onto trends? Or
oh yeah, when I was doing my emulation type of productions, I'd be able to publish a song in 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And nowadays it takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to finish a project. And it only takes longer and longer the better I get at it.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could say the same, especially with editing, because I edit as well. So, yeah.
Once you know exactly how to do what you're looking for, you need that satisfaction of doing it perfectly.
Yes. And we're our, I guess, toughest critic. And you always want your next thing to be as good, if not better, as your last thing.
That's true.
So, but while we're on that topic, what is your song writing process or your creation process like?
That's really tough. It's usually whatever I'm feeling. I'm a very, very emotional human being. Even though I'm pretty monotone, my voice wouldn't reflect it. But there's a lot of feelings going on inside, And whether or not I'm feeling kind of manic or maybe a little bit, mostly just mania is what produces my sound. Now that we're getting down to the brass and nails,
authentic guys.
Yeah. I want to make music that makes people move around, feel happy, very sociable music.
Okay.
The title of my music project is Cinematic Romance, and that in and of itself, I'm trying to engage certain receptors in people's brains just when they're reading that logo,
Cinematic Romance.
Yeah, I'm trying to get people in touch with maybe a more vulnerable, sensitive side of themselves, because I think that's when music has its maximum potential.
I love that, and it's hard to do that these days. We all, I don't know, just the way of the world right now, everyone constantly has our guards up. So yeah. I think that's wonderful. But that also kind of leads me to my next question. How do you energize kind of a tired crowd, I'd say, or a slow crowd? How would you energize?
Oh, man.
How does that go?
I do digital music, so this is a little bit easier for me than a traditional musician, I think.
Okay.
But the best trick I have is start off with something really soft and melodic, some ear candy, if you will. I like to use a lot of like clock ticks in my songs, something that's like not traditionally in music, but once you hear it, you can't help but not hear it. Yeah. And then like even the guys, I'm too cool to dance at the club, I'm just going to stand in the back and sip my drink. Like once they hear that clock beat turn into like a techno style beat or something like that, like I can usually get a couple head bobs.
Okay.
And once the head bobs evolve into foot taps and moving around, then, things happen.
Yeah, if you can turn the non-dancers into dancers, I mean, you've done something right.
Trying. So. It's the inanimate objects, really. I can't take the credit.
How important would you say it is to surround yourself with, I guess, inspirational people? Or how important is it to create your circle, your tribe?
I think it's great for the sense that, especially in the music of audio, having a second set of ears on something could maybe open your eyes to something you might have overlooked. But honestly, a circle is important. I read somewhere, I think it's a proverb or something like that. Excuse me. If you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go fast, go together, If you
want to go far, go alone. If you want to go fast, go together.
I think I got that backwards. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, to go together.
Oh, there we go. If you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah.
If you want to go far, go together.
Yeah, it was on the back of like a Dr. Seuss book.
I love that. Oh, wow.
But nonetheless, that stuck with me. And I kind of hold that true to keeping your circle, relevant. it's important to focus on yourself, especially in music. Like I said, you got to be authentic. I don't even like to listen to other artists when I'm in my production, like when I'm making my music, because I feel like I'll start inadvertently stealing their sound, or I'll just listen to like nature sounds for a couple of months while I'm producing.
Okay, so that's part of your creative process. When it's time to sit down and create something, you eliminate those distractions.
Yeah, and
you don't want any influence.
Because of that emotion I try to ignite in my sets, I would set myself a little bit apart from a lot of the bass artists in Charlotte, because a lot of those guys are having fun trying to create the most hardcore sound, or the deepest bass possible. Well, that's not necessarily my end goal.
Okay.
So even though my peers are my closest friends, really, I can't necessarily say that I judge my music with theirs. We're in different parts of the industry,
right? And that's really important to to not compare yourself in any industry that you're in. Yeah, but just to be your best self. Where do you see yourself musically in the next 5 years? I'd say.
Hopefully signing other artists after I'm done kind of polishing my stats and releases a little bit. I would like to start. Maybe it's really easy to publish your music these days. Anybody can publish to iTunes,
or Apple or Spotify.
Yeah, but it's a lot harder to start getting the sync licensing with games, movies, TV, and it's not incredibly difficult to get going. You just gotta know where to send stuff, and that's what I'd like to be able to start doing for people.
Okay. I know that I'll just backpedal just a little. I know that early on one of your social media comments, I noticed that you mentioned wanting to start a business where you help local artists. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
So right now, my production partner company and myself, I run Rainy Days Media, and my partner company is Organized Grime.
Okay.
And together we've done 2 shows now in Charlotte where we've kind of showcased some local hip-hop talent, some local bass DJs, kind of just including, more than just ourselves in our shows. It's more so giving back to the venues, drawing in more people, giving other artists an opportunity to learn what it's like to perform on stage, entertain a crowd. If they're good, we'll book them for more events. If they're not, come back and practice some more, like that's what we're here for.
That is cool.
Yeah.
What would you say, or has this even happened? What's the best advice that someone's given you in this industry, or about this industry, or about being a creative?
Recently, my friend Greg has been trying to beat into my head perceived loudness and this unit of measurement called LUFS in audio. I still can't comprehend it. Like, he's read me 3 textbooks by now, verbatim, and, just, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's hollow.
I definitely heard it.
Yeah. Perceived loudness is definitely my biggest piece of advice. When you're creating a digital medium, you have every environment in your complete control. And that means those hi-hats have to be X amount of volume in this threshold. And if you want to be heard right, you got to know how to be heard right,
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, before Mark performs for us live here in a moment, I would like to take a moment and find out what you have coming up. Do you have any shows coming up, or what are you working on?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm getting ready to host another showcase. It's modern bass music. It's kind of a new installment. This would be volume 1, if you will. And right now I'm just showcasing some of my new work for 2023 personally.
Okay.
And I've got some friends wanting to showcase their new work as well. So I hit up the Crown Station and I said, hey, the boys and I would like to play, please. And they gave me the key.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Sometimes all you have to do is ask.
Yeah. And the Crown Station's great. They've kind of given me a little leg up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, where can people find you?
You can find me lurking in the streets of Charlotte. I'm just kidding. You can follow my Facebook. I think it's Official Cinematic Romance.
Okay.
And then I'm on YouTube as Cinema Dubs.
All right.
and the rest is kind of pending right now. I'm kind of slacking on social media, and I hope you all forgive me for that.
Well, guys, make sure you check Mark out. He's about to perform for us, so I'm really looking forward to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our pages on social media. We have Facebook, we have Instagram. So if you're enjoying this local news coverage, definitely give us a follow. We really appreciate it. Mark, I'm looking forward to your performance, and let's see what you got.
Definitely. I've got an unreleased song called I called it one of those songs with a really, really long title. So I'm excited to play it for you.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I'm Jermaine Gash, guys, and I'm with Wise News Network. Thank you so much. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, hi, Mark.
This is it. Is it really you? Baby, I'm not.
All right, guys, that was Cinematic Romance with his latest single. How are you feeling after that performance? That was great.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm pretty confident. I finished that song up last night. I hope you guys liked it.
Wow. That's such a short notice, too. So.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fresh off the press, so to speak, or fresh off the soundboard, brand new. And we had the studio rocking. I really like that.
Yeah, we heard it first here at the Wise News Network, guys.
Yeah, Cinematic Romance. You can find him on Facebook, I believe. Now, what were the names of those songs?
So the song I premiered to you was one of those songs with a really, really long title. That's the name of it. Yeah.
Very nice. And if you don't mind, drop your social media handle one more time.
Yeah, it's official Cinematic Romance on Facebook and Cinema Dubs on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, appreciate you coming in. Cinematic Romance. He was our Visa gift card winner. And stay tuned to more music that he'll be producing. And we really appreciate you coming into the studio today.
Yeah, it's been so much fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm Rusty Wise.
And I'm Jermaine Gash.
And from the Wise News Network, have a great day. Stay tuned for more segments like these. Thanks, guys.